It smells freaking good. So what I also like to do, which, you know, everyone says you probably shouldn't do that because there's raw eggs in it, which is true. You know, you probably shouldn't eat raw eggs, salmonella, and all that jazz. But I've never had salmonella poisoning, and I eat a lot of batter. Last night I made green chocolate chip cookies, a lighter variety, because I'm getting married next week, so I don't want to eat too many cookies, but I ate a lot of dough, like 3 cookies worth of dough, which is embarrassing. Probably shouldn't admit that, but, you know, it makes me real. So I like to taste the batter. I guess the story of that was I like to taste the batter, because who doesn't? You know, you kind of want to try something before you put it in the oven. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Oh, good. These are great. Okay. They have such a good flavor with that beer. It's like a really thick, hearty, coffee, stouty, freaking good chocolate mix. You can also add espresso powder, or also you can add a ground espresso. Just like a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half, just kind of give it more of that coffee flavor. You certainly don't have to. It's good as is. But you definitely want to add, you know, you can add that if you want. That's kind of, or even better, you could even add some hazelnut, or you could use, instead of vanilla, you could use almond. I love almond extract. It reminds me of Christmas. So you could use almond extract and kind of get a more nuttier flavor that'll really bring out those good flavors in that beer. Okay, so this is all mixed, pretty much. This is where I get my guns from, mixing all these things by hand. I like to mix things by hand. We have a KitchenAid mixture. I don't know if you can see it. We got it from Elliot's mother. Thank you, Judy. And I love it, but I also love mixing things by hand. It's old-fashioned, but like, I just love the feeling of like knowing that every stroke and everything is turning into make something delicious, which happens with a mixer, but I kind of, certain aspects of my life are pretty old-fashioned, so you'll always see me hand mixing if I can, unless something calls for. Now if you have to use a mixer, I'll use a mixer, but most of the time I'm using this. So this is clean for my kitchen, like it's scary clean. Usually it's like Nightmare on Elm Street. So you'll get your little cake pans, or cupcake pans, and you'll get, I couldn't find any green ones, and I'm really upset about it. Like, you think the store would have St. Patrick's Day themed baking cups, right? No, pastel. I guess Happy Easter too. So we're gonna put the cupcakes, you wanna line them. And I like using these cupcake things, because then you don't really have to butter the cupcake holders, and then you don't have to use any more oil or cooking spray or whatnot. Okay, hold on. Alright. You only want to fill these 2/3 a cup full. Just wanted to show this gorgeous batter again. And there's a few bubbles in here, but that's normal. You know, those aren't going to cook into the cupcake, so you're good with that. So you want a spoon. This is going to make 24 cupcakes. So, you know, we're obviously only going to be able to make 6 at this point. But, so you want to get at least 2/3 of this full with the cupcake batter. I mean, if you get more in there, you kind of run the risk of burning the tops and not cooking enough in the middle. Like when you, it's like when you make a cookie and you make them too big, you kind of have to cook them longer and they get really flat. With cupcakes, you end up burning the tops just to keep the middle done. So when they say fill 2/3, fill 2/3. You can do a half if you want, but then you kind of get a smaller cupcake. Put these in your preheated oven for 13 to 16 minutes. I usually do 15 and then test them. So while those are cooking, I'm going to make the frosting. Okay, cannot pronounce it like Nutritionist. Cheese, which is cream cheese. It's actually lighter than cream cheese. It's got 1/3 less fat than cream cheese, and it's just the same family of cheese. So I'll go ahead and cut that, and then you need 8 ounces of this. So that's usually just 1 container. Okay, and you're gonna plop it, or at least attempt to, plop it right in there. You kind of want to get all of it in there. because you need enough to frost, to generously frost. Okay, so you've got that. And you need 1 cup of confectioner sugar. And this stuff is so messy, but you need it for frosting. So you're gonna get 1 cup of this, as I said, as I just spill it all over myself. Okay, 1 cup of that. And then you need some vanilla. Okay. And hold on. Mix this in. And if it seems too crumbly and dry for you, you can certainly add a little bit of milk or heavy cream just to kind of give it a more creamy texture. I might have to do that because this seems to be, you want to get it really, really mixed in there. And like with everything else, I would like to taste test it. So this will probably coat maybe 8 cupcakes. So the remainder you can do a whatever you would like, a buttercream, whatnot, or you can double this recipe to coat them all. Okay. Now it is St. Patrick's Day, so we're going to do a little food coloring. I don't like to use food coloring a lot because it's fake and there's a lot of crap in it that you can't pronounce. But sometimes you just need a little fun, right? You need a little bit of green, you need a little bit of color. So you add just a few drops of the green, and it's going to get all over your hands. So try not to wear your fancy outfits here. And then you want to mix it in. And you want to get all of it in there, so you don't have like the zebra print. Ta-da! Green frosting! Okay, so that's done. Rinse my hands off. And clean up. Make sure it's all mixed in there. So there's the green. Yay! So that's done. You can set this aside. And since we have time, why don't we just make some buttercream? So buttercream is, you guessed it, butter. So you need 2 sticks, which is why I don't make buttercream. It's fatty, horrible for you, but we've got 7 minutes for these cupcakes to bake, so we'll go ahead and soften these. You need the confectioner sugar, the 2 sticks of butter, the milk, just 2 tablespoons of milk, and then some vanilla. So you're going to beat the butter. Now you can get unsalted, of course. I actually never use salted butter unless I'm eating with it. And you're going to mix this with the vanilla. I go through more vanilla in my house than I think most people do in a week. I go through it in a day. So you got your vanilla. You want to cream this. So you want to get your butter really soft, especially if you're going to use a hand mixer like I do. You want to get that really, really creamy. So once you feel like the butter is really kind of mixed in there all right, you're going to get that all mixed together. I'm going to get all the chunks out. This is kind of what it's going to look like. See, it's going to be very kind of soft, glossy, and mixed together. No bumps. So then you're going to add your confectioner sugar. And you're going to gradually add this to the buttercream. So just gradually. So mix it in a little bit. And then stir this together. And while you're mixing the sugar in, you want to also add the milk. So let's get that back out. And you want 2 tablespoons of milk. So you want to stir that in, and when you put the milk in there, add another douse of the sugar. That's what the buttercream should look like. Kind of, you know, just like the butter did, but you know, it had the sugar. You want to do a little taste. Oh, that is good. Oh, that's really good. You know, if you don't think it's sweet enough, you can definitely add more sugar to it. I might just add a little bit more vanilla. Didn't have too much of vanilla flavor for me. Yeah, that's the balls. It was perfect timing. Okay. Oh, these smell good. All right. Can you smell, audience? It smells good. All right. So take these out. Now you want to first of all poke them after they're done. They don't look done to me. They look like they could use a couple more minutes. Oh yeah. See how it came out? As you'll see, it came out still pretty gooey. It needs at least 2 more minutes. You should poke it and it should come out with just a few dry crumbs. So that's definitely not finished. So we will put this in for probably another 2 minutes. But let's take a gander, shall we? Don't these babies just look good? So let's put them in for a few more minutes. Probably 2 minutes, I think, should be good. So I will add some green food coloring to the buttercream. You know, you can certainly use whatever color you want, but since it's St. Patrick's Day, I'm with her cooking, which is what it should be. Cooking should be fun. Operative key word there, guys. If you're going to the kitchen and it's a chore, you don't want to do that. So I'm going to get this buttercream all mixed together. Okay. All right, guys. Ta-da! You now have green buttercream. And this, so you got your 2 flavors of your varieties of frosting ready to frost. Now, a few people are probably going to ask me, you know, which is better, cream cheese or buttercream, and I'm going to say neither because they're different. They're different tastes, they're different flavors. And let's check to see if these are done. So this is all, as you'll see, soft the whole way around. Soft and moist, and they just smell phenomenal. So, you know, you're going to let your cupcakes sit for at least half an hour until they're cold. Now, unfortunately, we don't have time to frost, just because we have to wait for the cupcakes to cool. So, but there'll be finished photos on the website in case you want to see. You know, you can either, one trick though, is if you don't have a piper, you can use a plastic bag. All you have to do is make sure you open it, stuff your frosting inside the plastic bag, cut a tiny rim right here, and then you can use this and squeeze the frosting on top. The only problem with this is that sometimes it takes a little bit longer to squeeze on there, and so you end up using a little bit more frosting per cupcake. But, you know, it works just as well as a piper. You just can't make as many cool designs, but it's a nice homemade trick to use. I will be posting all of this on my website, and I will be posting it, I will also be posting the recipe alongside it. My website is Nutrition for Us. It's www.nutrition4.us. So you'll find, and then you'll also see a ton of other cool recipes too, and hopefully another one of these shows after the wedding probably. So anyways, thank you, and I will catch you guys.